501. All right, Donna Susek,
Here.
Walter Crucell,
Here.
Gina Sakala,
Here.
Cindy Mangini, Marie Peisner,
Here.
Scott Ryder, Tim Neville,
Here.
Doug McSellen, Tina LeBlanc,
Here.
Wendy Costa,
Here.
Charlotte Riley,
Here.
Bethany Olette,
Here.
Melissa Everett, Jaime Cisneros, Jeff Leonowitz.
Here.
I think I saw him, yep. And David, I'm assuming you're here for Chris Cyclete this evening?
I'm here representing CSG, yes.
Okay, thank
And
you.
we have Tom Hibbard on for.
Oh, yep, I see it. I see him. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Approval of minutes from July 23rd. I have a motion.
So moved. Second. Second.
First by Tim, seconded by Walter. All in favor, show of hands.
Tina LeBlanc's hand is up.
Okay, thank you, Tina. Okay, all voting members are in favor. Thank you. All right, so we have, is that Chris Cyclete, are you on as well?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay,
Oh, there we go. Yep, sorry. There we go.
okay, that's okay. Well, it's just that we have a lot of Chris's in Enfield.
Yes, you do.
Okay, all right, we have no special guests. Old business, review and approval of contract for the Phase 3 Henry Barnard roof. So I'm gonna turn it over to David and Chris, and you guys can battle it out for CSG.
So our third bidder did come through with a price of $270,134. So
Okay,
we are under budget now with that, with a tiny bit of room to spare, dare I even say that, but yes, we are in much better shape right now.
okay, great. And they have, as Jeff, have you gotten a chance to review everything? And everything is what you want, including the chimney and the additional things that are not covered by the grant?
Yeah, the chimney is included in the work and the ceiling, and I know we worked with Tom back in February, and we've been going about it, and we should be sealing up that and Tom's on, so we can answer too. We're supposed to be coating that penthouse roof. The steel's still in good shape, and they have a product that we can I don't want to say encapsulate, but preserve it, if you will. Tom knows the product better than myself, but one of the other manufacturers I've worked with, they have a similar product, and it's not you know, it's savable is what we're saying, and it's worthwhile to do.
Okay.
I think the product has it will help preserve the metal, but it also has a component that it has a waterproofing quality, so it will help seal up the seams in the metal to give us a little bit better weather protection for that unit.
Okay, so that actually has a metal roof.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now I understand what's going on there. I haven't been up on the roof, but thank you very much. And Tom, Jeff, Chris, you are comfortable with this bidder as a,
We've worked a couple times with them in the past year alone, and we've
Okay.
had good results with them. Yes.
all right, and they're going to be using the same material, so we don't have any kind of material, you know, differential between the roof, because this is such a small portion of the roof.
Same material.
No.
Okay, and I'm going to open it up to the committee for any questions.
No.
No questions, no hands up, no anything. I can entertain a
So we
motion.
should do it. I motion that we accept the third bidder, which I didn't catch the name.
JHS
JHS
Restoration.
Restoration Incorporated.
Whatever he just said.
Yeah, if we could get for Tina the correct spelling of the name and everything, and for
J,
Chris,
yep, it's JHS Restoration Incorporated of South Windsor, Connecticut.
okay,
So motion to accept the bid from JHS Restoration Corporation from South Windsor, Connecticut.
So moved. Second.
okay, and they can meet our time frame. Nobody asked that question.
Oh, we've had several conversations about that. Yes.
Yes, but not with us.
Right, yeah, no, that was the second question I had for him today. Yes,
Okay.
he is ready to move. Jeff and I are gonna work with purchasing and get a PO issued. And there's the possibility that he could start by, the end of next week.
Okay, great.
Will that
Okay.
give him
Do a
enough time to
roll
get it
call
open?
vote, Tina, just so everybody gets to voice their vote and we don't have any questions on it. Thank you.
Tim, yes, that will give him enough time to remove the existing roof and put down the new rubber. That's
Okay,
not 100% complete. That'll get him about 90% complete. Then he'll probably fall back and do the chimney work and the metal edging after.
Mhm.
But the biggest concern is removing the old roof and putting down the new roof before the kids are in the building on the 8th.
okay. Thank you.
Did I ask second part of that question?
Fine.
If he doesn't get that done by the 8th, if he gets the rubber down and all that stuff, and he has to finish up, can he work on Saturdays to get that done?
Everything, yes.
Okay.
Roll call vote?
All right, roll call vote for the motion to accept JHS Restoration for the bid. Donna Susek,
4,
Walter Crucell,
4,
Gina Sakala,
4.
Cindy is not on, correct?
correct.
Marie Peisner,
4.
Scott's not on yet.
I
I'm here.
think Scott, is that you?
Yeah,
I
you
had to call
Scott.
in, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Scott Ryder.
And Mr. Neville asked my follow-up, so I'm for this, yes.
Okay, thank you. Tim Neville.
4,
We don't have Doug. Tina LeBlanc,
4.
Wendy Costa,
4.
Charlotte Riley,
4.
and Bethany Olette.
4.
Okay, all in favor, none against? Jeff, you all set? Is there anything you need from us as far as signatures or anything like that?
No, I don't believe so at the moment. I'm working with Chris and purchasing. We've been on the phone an awful lot the last few days to make this happen. If Chris won't, we'll send the proposal so everybody has a chance to look at it. We're just trying to get everything. So it's been such a close call down to the wire, if you will. So we're getting all the information in. It was pretty much today. So I'll make sure we get that all out to the committee shortly, so you can take a look at what, who bid what and why, and, more to come. Chris and I will be
Okay.
talking a lot the next couple days.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for your hard work. I mean, this is, we got 3, competitive bids from the state list. That's great. And we'll get this one done and we'll be working on the next one. So, okay, and can I get a motion at this point to, so that everybody isn't overworked here? Well, I guess we can go through Chris we're all set with A. How about B? There any news on the phase 1, the final payment from the audit?
No news.
Okay.
No news on phase 1 or phase 2.
Okay, how about phase 2?
No news.
Okay. Because they just, at the beginning of July, they voted on the bonding, right? And that was what held us up last time
What do you, for what? What are you talking about?
for us getting our reimbursement.
For phase two?
Yeah,
No, that had nothing to do with the bonding. We're just waiting for the state.
okay. All right. So at this point, we have an invoice in new business. Can I get a motion to take the agenda out of order so that, we can vote on the invoice? Because I don't have a copy of it and I'm going to rely on it being,
So moved.
okay. Second,
Second motion to take 6A.
right, to take 6A out of order.
And suspend the rules.
Suspend the rules and take 6A out of order. And that's going in after 5C. Okay, and then we went to 6A. Okay, Chris, is that invoice from your,
I don't know what invoice you have.
I thought I got an email that had an invoice and I didn't print a copy of it. Is there any, do you or Tom have any outstanding invoices?
No,
I do not.
I do not.
Okay.
And the last
Right.
invoice we approved was in late June, which was for Peter Prouda to do the enrollment. project.
Correct. Right. And I thought there was another invoice that came at the end of July, but I must be mistaken. I
No.
apologize for that. And well, we've taken care of that. And now we'll go back to the roof management plan. And I guess there's a little background to this, as I was not able to garnish enough votes to bring the referendum forward. But I believe that, Jeff has an excellent roof management plan and funding plan with or without a referendum that I would like to bring in September to the council so that they will move forward and give us guidance as to what they're going to do in the future.
Can I comment on that, Donna?
Absolutely.
So none of you guys should be pretty surprised, but I am incredibly irritated that it didn't even come to the council as a discussion item. So just in case anybody wants to know, on the committee, it never even made it to the council as a discussion item because no one would allow it to be put on the agenda as a discussion item. So just so you all know, I sent numerous emails to everybody I should have. I yelled, I screamed, I sent text messages, and never on the agenda. So all of our hard work.
Well, you know what? I agree with you on that. I did call everyone. I spoke to everyone. I also asked for it to be on the agenda, but that does not undo the work that Jeff has done and the plan that Jeff has. He
No,
has
it
a
doesn't.
plan.
But I guess I'm really confused as to if two counselors want it on the agenda, it goes on the agenda.
You know what,
And it wasn't
Gina?
even on the agenda.
We're on policy and procedures, and maybe we need to look at that. Is that indeed true? So, but all that aside, the work that Jeff does, the funding for the work that he's done for the plan comes either through referendum or through budget. And it's still a plan, and it's still something that the council needs to see. So just because we're not moving forward with a referendum doesn't mean that we're not moving forward. I believe that we will have in our budget the money to do another phase next summer. So we're looking to put the money together and everybody's going to cringe. I don't want to be in this position when I'm always doing this. I want to start the design this fall, and I've told them that the design needs to start in the fall. And I'm going to look to Jeff to tell me which building should be designed. So that being said, I have to open it for comments from the rest of the members.
Don, if it didn't get on the agenda the last time for the referendum, will it have a chance to get on September, as you commented earlier?
Yes. Yes, because it's going to come as a presentation.
But
Okay,
not for a referendum though.
No,
Only as
Nope.
piecemeal, which
Yeah.
is gonna cost us more in the long run.
correct, but just, yeah, and that's because of the charter. But just because it's not going to referendum, it doesn't mean that the work that Jeff has done is not good work and doesn't need to be moved forward in whatever funding fashion we can move it forward in.
Oh, I agree. It's good work. It just should have been done via referendum. That's what this committee agreed on. As a
Right.
whole.
That's right. That's what this committee agreed on. And
Yep,
I
and
did
it
not
should have gone to
have
council.
6 votes to move it forward.
And no, and I understand that, and you're the last person on that side that I'm blaming. What I guess I am really irritated about is, and this maybe not a conversation for joint facilities, is if 2 counselors want it on the agenda, it goes on the agenda as a discussion item. Even if it's just 2 people on leadership, there was 2 of you on leadership that should have
Correct.
asked for this to go onto the agenda, and it didn't. I don't care if you had the votes or not. It should have been out there as a discussion item so people know who is in favor of it and who is not. And now, nope. Nobody's gonna know. All
Correct.
right, I'm done.
Okay,
As a
any
fol-
other comments?
just a
Ken.
follow-up to that. It's going to come up as a discussion item. Is it going to become an action item that they're going to actually endorse it, even if it's piecemeal? It should have been a referendum, but is it going to be acted on? So are we going to just keep coming back all the time?
No, Jeff will bring it forward and that's his plan. And the funding of it will be, there'll be a commitment from the council that they should have funding for this
In the budget process?
in the budget process.
Okay, thank you.
And there'll be counselors that feel that next year they're ready to take it to referendum. And if that's true, they will take up that baton. I will not take up that baton. I'll be
I hear you.
I'll be blunt with you right now. That's not my baton. I was for more than willing to fund it through phases because I was getting my money. When this last budget, I lost my money for the 2 phases. I decided that I needed something more concrete, which is referendum. And with that, I took up that baton that I really wasn't really my baton, but that baton will go to someone else.
Okay.
I will continue to fund roofs through the phased roofing plan. So I'm going to open it for
This is
more
Scott.
discussion. Scott?
Yes, this is Scott. Yes. So I understand the fact that it won't go to referendum on the November 3rd ballot of the year 2020. But the problem with budgeting it, even as we have been in phases, is that it can take 3 years or more to do just one elementary school. And Jeff came up with, the town committee, the Joint Facilities Committee came up with a plan where we saw almost 12 million or 12-point-x million dollars in needs. So if you had a bucket and we get whatever that number is, 500, 600,000 a year, we're still going to be doing one elementary school over a 3-year period. And we've determined through Jeff's work, and I thank him for that again, personally, coming from me, thank you, Jeff. But we now know that if we take 3 years to do one school roof, and we know for a fact 2 of them need it, if not tomorrow, soon, within the next
Like
year or 2.
yesterday.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to imply to the public that they're going to fall apart. That's why I say that. So that's 6 years of work to do 2 of them. So now we're in 2026, and we still have a few roofs to go that need it yesterday, to use your words. And now we're coming around on everything that we've just replaced recently, say the last 5-6 years, where it's not going to get fixed if it doesn't go to referendum. And I appreciate that you tried to
I'm
get it
hoping
to
that
referendum.
Jeff's report will show that. And it may indeed, Scott, go to referendum. I'm just putting out on the table that I'm not gonna, it's not my baton. I'm not taking it. I'm not gonna campaign for
I
it
know.
again. I'll support anybody who does it, but I'm not gonna campaign for it.
I know, but it won't go to referendum on this ballot, the one that's,
Correct.
you know,
But you know what?
72 days
If that
away.
council's, you know, if things happen, that the council changes its mind, you can have a referendum any time of the year. It just costs you $15,000.
Right. No, I understand. I just wanted to say that. I just wanted people to understand that without that, it's 3 years per building, if not 4. We have 2 that need to be done yesterday, and we have some that will come up before we get those 2 done over the next 6 years.
Correct. Absolutely, Scott. That's exactly how it is. And unfortunately, some of these roofs should have been done yesterday, and we shouldn't even be discussing them here at facilities. Any more comments?
I have a few things I'd like to just kind of chime in on.
Okay, go ahead.
And, you know, with the presentation, I guess, it's going to look a little bit different than the one I believe I shared with the committee before, because it's going to be, you know, not really a referendum.
Right.
And I think what I kind of alluded to before as one of my suggestions was, you know, we're going to have to fund multiple CIP projects. So it's going to be multiple pre-referendum levels if there's any reality of getting any dent done. So just so the committee knows, you're talking about 3 roofs a year in segments. And what I'm thinking is, and this is, I'm just throwing it out there, depending on how the budget goes this year, I think it'd really be good if there's money available that we have 3 independent funds for 3 buildings, and we pick the order that I proposed in our 13.5, stick with that, fund all those facilities at our level. So then when we have the 21 year, I can put, you know, that pre-referendum level into the 21 year, we'll have closer to $1.3 million. $1.3 million per project. We can start looking at engineering and have that add alt in there for, you know, that phase. And that's, you know, it's the reality. And I hate to bring it to you, but that's, we have 27 facilities across town that need roofing work. So, you know, it's going to be interesting, but I would like to keep the focus on the buildings that I brought before, because I think they're in the most interesting position. I would like to remove some of the other buildings that I put on the list because I have money available that is going to have capital improvement for preservation. So that's going to be able to push some of those things out. So that kind of changes the game a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm going to retool this list, and I'm going to kind of show, you know, the new direction. And I would like the committee to see it before it goes. I don't want you seeing it, you know, for the first time, you know, at council. So I'll make sure that everyone has in this committee sees it before. It'll be similar but different. It's a little bit more aggressive in CIP, but it's going to need a strong commitment for funding.
Well, they have to be aggressive in CIP, or they need to go to referendum. I mean, that's their choices. And you know, it doesn't go away. And that's the problem. And I think that, you know, from all your presentations that you've done, Jeff, that you've really shown, you know, how these roofs can be done, how the costs are effective, and how the size of the school roofs really is the driving force on, you know, the difficulty of getting them done through CIP. And all of the roof work, I mean, Tim will tell you, because he was one of the original members, that we worked for years to just get somebody out there to look at every roof. And you know, and that is a giant, you know, step. So any more board member or committee member comments? Okay, so Jeff, I was kind of pushing to have, would you have that ready for, I guess our next meeting is the 27th, because we're the 4th week, and I apologize for working everybody to death, but I would like to get that on the agenda for the first meeting in September. If
for
I
council?
can. Yep.
Yeah, well, what's the first meeting for council again? Is that the?
It's the 8th, I believe.
The 8th. I will make it happen, and you'll see something in email. So if anybody has any comments.
Okay, and I will verify that I can get it that, and we won't have to wait till the, so the next meeting on that, so it's be the 23rd. All right. And I'll be away then, probably still be virtual. I don't see I don't see virtual going away very soon. Okay. All right, any more comments?
Donna,
Yep,
Tim, how much time are you going to allocate for us? Because I think they were going to allocate 15 minutes. and I
no,
don't-
it's 30, it's the 6:30 it's the well, it used to be the 6:30 part of the meeting, and it's the 30 minutes. You get 30 minutes.
Okay,
Okay, so, because I'm hoping that through September and October, we bring the roofing plan, we bring the Jablonski plan, we bring the master plan, and we find out who will be the committee to oversee the transfer station, because we have the design money for that. So that's my goal for the fall. So
Good.
all these things will require direction from the council, because a lot of the stuff, we've brought them to the point where they are beyond our scope. And it needs to go to the council. All right, so
Yep.
that's where I'm sitting on this. So any more on the roofing plan, D? If not, we'll go on to E. Well, E has been tabled. We'll go to F, which is the energy performance contract, new information. Jeff, do we have anything new?
No new updates. Still working with Donald and John Wilcox to see what we can do about what we've discussed before in the past about.
Okay,
Moving
the
away.
third-party review.
That would be correct.
Okay, thank you. That'd be great to get. And then Melissa, are you there? She's not there for clean energy, Green Bank, the road to solar update. So we're gonna go by that. Transfer station, I have not heard anything. I had a DPW meeting, but it was on the trash ordinance. So Jeff, do you know where we are on the design of that?
I know we're working the design with Anchor, the particulars. I think we are roughly about where we were when we're getting ready to go to DPW subcommittee. So
Okay,
I have to get back to you. I do apologize. I'm catching up on some loose ends after being on vacation.
that's all right. We've had, storm outages, vacations.
It's been a busy
everything
couple
else.
weeks.
Right. It's been tough. So the master plan, have you talked to?
I did. I actually had a phone call with Mr. Ireland, and I just got some invoices. Unfortunately, some stuff during I'm going to call it the COVID hiatus. I'm
Okay.
going to send those over to you to take a look at, because we're going to have to do some invoice approving.
Okay,
But yes, he's ready to present. He's touching up a few things that were going on with the annex that we asked for, and punching up Elkhorn that I thought we kind of missed the boat for some utilization. So
Okay.
He's ready to go, and I told him that I would be looking for a date of when when the committee would like to see him present his final piece before he goes to council.
okay, great. So I guess, and I'm gonna open this for discussion, but I'd like to see them present in two phases, so to speak. One would be the Jablonski itself, and the other one would be the rest of the master plan.
Sure, I'll
And
let him
I'm
know
gonna-
that.
I'll open it up for discussion. Have any comments? With Tim?
Where's the transfer station?
I'm
fit into
okay with
this?
that.
The transfer station is, it's already going into design. It's been at the DPW. We don't know if it's going to the DPW subcommittee or it's coming back here.
Okay. I was wondering if that was going to be handled. I know it was going to go to design stuff, but I was wondering if it's going to be handled separately or just lumped in with the rest.
No, because
I
BL
prefer
didn't
separate.
really give us anything on that. That was not part of what they did.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other comments? You guys are quiet tonight.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Okay, Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you. Joint Facilities Committee Communications.
Well, I know that Melissa Everett wanted to ask us a few questions about this going forward, so
Yes.
I'll just say that we've been forwarding things that we get regarding the town, things we see from the town manager, and then we can discuss some of her suggestions at the next meeting.
Okay, great. And I want to remind everybody that we do not report the information from the JFK. They
Yes,
have a
the
full-
JFK Building
full-fledged
Committee-
building committee.
Yes, the JFK Building
Yeah, I
Committee,
told them that.
Randy Daigle and his team do a great job, and they have their own Facebook page. And as far as some of the other suggestions that Melissa had emailed to us, we can talk about that. I think it may be something best coming from the town manager's newsletters. I know
Okay.
that Chris Brompton and his team do a great job with that. But as far as us coordinating that, I don't know if that's the right thing. But we would definitely promote it if it gets
It's just-
published elsewhere.
right.
We would definitely share it through our channels. Yeah.
Right. And I'm glad to hear you say that because it's cognizant of what we do and we are in charge of and what other people are in charge of doing. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We're one piece of the puzzle, but we're not the
We're
top
one
piece.
piece. We're a pretty big piece, but we're still just one piece. Okay, any committee comments, questions, or concerns?
I had a quick one. Did you have a meeting date in September for BL so I can let BL know when to present?
Okay, so BL, we meet the 2nd and the 4th. So I would say the meeting on the second week, which is, let me get my calendar here,
Second week would be,
the 10th.
okay, I'll pass it along.
Okay,
Thank you. That's all
Thank
I really needed for him.
okay, thank you, Jeff. All right, any other committee comments?
So am I taking it
is-
that next Thursday, we're just gonna meet and go over what Jeff's gonna present to the council?
I think so, yes.
Yep.
So I'll have a small agenda.
Okay,
Well, I don't know, Chris may need to have some stuff he's gonna be reporting on the roof, maybe.
I could report quickly, yeah, but I won't have anything else. Nothing
Okay.
for approval.
Well, you know what, report if there's something you think we need to do, and like I said, anything you need from us, please, just call us or do whatever.
we'll leave the agenda intact, and we just go through the motions and just get right to what we gotta do.
Right,
That's
we'll
all.
just get right to where we want to be. Is that all right with everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can agree to meet whenever Chris Likely has money for us.
I vote for that.
I think we give Chris Cycling money. Wait a minute. Wait, are we getting money?
Yeah.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion.
All in favor? Raise
Aye.
your hands.
We
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Stay safe, everyone.